Good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to talk to you today. This is going to be the first video in a series we're going to be creating that's going to get posted into our chats every Wednesday. And we're going to go through the leadership and teamwork books here. So we're going to start with the blue book. If you guys don't have one of these, make sure you get one from your general manager. Um, and we're going to walk through these every single week. It's going to be less than a 10-minute video every Wednesday that I'm going to post out for everybody. And then I want you guys to read the chapter after that. So I'm going to give you a little introduction. You're going to read the chapter. And then on Mondays in your district meetings, starting next Monday, you guys are going to review these chapters and do some training on it. So that's pretty exciting. We want to re-implement what we do for leadership in the company. So let's start today with chapter 1, and that's going to be the law of significance. And the tagline for the law of significance is that one is too small of a number to achieve greatness, right? And the tagline, if you could just remember the tagline, you can usually remember a lot of the bits and pieces that come out of the chapter. So one is too small of a number to achieve greatness. And now I come from a background, my work prior to this, I was in law. I'm a lawyer by education. Now I was in the engineering field, right? And both of those are fields where your value is based on the number of hours you bill in a year or in a week, right? So each hour that you work, you bill it to a client. So if you're only billing 20, 30 hours a week, you're not making the company much money. So your importance is basically all wrapped up in how many hours did you bill? How many hours did you bill? Right. And those types of environments don't really tend to create a lot of leaders. The focus is on yourself. How many clients did I service? How many hours did I bill personally? Right. What is my revenue for the company? And in any interview for promotion in those companies, it wasn't who you trained, who you created, how your leadership skills are. It's really what your performance was, right? But here in any other leadership focused organizations, we do things a little bit differently. In every interview for promotion, the focus isn't going to be on your numbers, although you got to have certain minimal numbers to be in that conversation. It's instead going to be on who you have grown. And if you think about it, the job you want isn't going to be the best at setting a lead or selling a lead if you're in sales. It's going to be the best at getting others to do so. So, how are you going to be able to prove it? You do it by building others now. Now, some canvas managers are stuck in being the biggest producer on their team. And it's just like a team lead who is the biggest sales rep on their team. That's the equivalent to have like a quarterback who can scramble and run the ball. Sure, it's nice when they pull the ball down and get a first down when you didn't expect it. Or when your canvas manager hops out the van and gets 3 or 4 leads. But if that's what you're counting on a daily basis, you have a ceiling of expected performance. If you can't get others to pull the weight and the leader has to do everything like that, there's a ceiling on how high you can climb. Top performers get confused about this because their entire lives they've gotten rewarded for individual performance. But what happens is they hit their limit. They max out what is capable for a top performer and start to wonder what's next and why they can't continue to do the same things they've always done to grow. Put up big numbers, the next level of income and growth becomes available to you, right? But what top performers are failing to recognize is that they're doing good, not great. They aren't delivering value beyond what they themselves can create, which is limited to just 24 hours in a day. So, how do you multiply your ability to create or build? You create more yourself. Because if only one person can get so much done in an 8 hour day, what could you get done if you had 10 people in 80 hours or 100 people in 800 hours in a day? How much more value do you think you would have? And you're going to focus on what people can't do or why that's hard or why that's not going to work out for you. That's natural. It's natural for you to resist that type of change. But once you build the first person, the second, the third, and the fourth go even faster. The first helps you build the second, and then the second helps you build the third, and so on and so forth. Before long, you're not replicating, they are replicating an image that you created. You're leading those being created by those you created. That's powerful stuff right there. The other reason that top performers tend to struggle with this law is that top performers tend to have a little bit of an ego and confidence that make us fail to appreciate or acknowledge just how many people had to clear the path and take time to teach us to get where we're at right now, right? We didn't get here by ourselves, and we're not going to get to the next level by ourselves. Every great athlete you've ever encountered or ever heard of has had dozens of coaches who helped them even get to college, right? Every great golfer has a caddy, a swing coach, a nutritionist, a trainer, etc. The most individual sport you can think of has a team of people around them. Every great author had a teacher or professor who redlined the shit out of their paper so they got better at things. The issue is you are currently stuck in a transition phase between student, where others help you to grow, where others show the path for you, and others lead the way, and teacher, where your growth is now going to be dependent upon you teaching and leading others. That's the duality of leadership. The more you give away, the more you get back. The more you teach others, the more you learn. And the more you create opportunities and money for others, the more that seems to just kind of appear out of nowhere for you, right? The most important thing to your career moving forward at this point is the person who is replacing you. So, some questions I want you guys to consider while you're reading this chapter. Do people know they are significant to the team? Do they know how it impacts sales, the office, the company as a whole when they don't show up or produce? Do they know what their growth plan is? Second, are you an I or a we person? And I want you to start thinking about that and change your tone when you're talking to people, change your tone in emails and see if the responses you get gets better. For example, you send an email to payroll and you go, hey, you forgot to pay my person's NIS bonus. Or you could say, hey, team, can we take a look at Bob's NIS bonus and make sure it's accurate? That little change of language shows that you're a we person, not a me person. It's not pointing blame at people. It's understanding that, hey, I need you and you need me to get to where we all want to get to. And then third question is, what is that one trait a team member could add to your team right now that would be the most helpful for you? Can anyone on your team do it if you ask them to step up and do it? Or do you need to hire for it? And if so, how exactly can you target it in your interviews? Thanks, everybody. Read this chapter. You're going to get quizzed on it on Monday. Please make sure you're prepared. Your growth through leadership and teamwork is going to set the altitude of your future. And I hope you take this seriously. I hope you're excited as I am. Thanks, everybody.